I'm Meg LeFauve. I'm a writer and a newly minted director. I started in advertising, and then I was an assistant for an agent. Eventually became an assistant in a production company run by Jodie Foster, and I worked there for 10 years, and eventually I ran the company. I decided that I really wanted to be a writer. That's what was in my heart, so I quit. Went back into the unknown, eventually started getting some jobs, and eventually I went and worked at Pixar, and I wrote Inside Out with Pete Docter and Josh Cooley, and then I moved on to The Good Dinosaur. Now I'm working on Gigantic, which is an animated movie for Disney Animation, and I'm writing and directing that with Nathan Greno. That's me.
What would be advice you would tell young filmmakers, like when you were just starting out?
What I learned going through, which I wish somebody had told me up front, I call it setting a beacon. It's a far off goal. I decided that the best storytelling that was happening was at Pixar, so I decided that was my goal. I was gonna write for Pixar. And everybody told me I was crazy. There's never any job openings. You're not an animator. Why would they hire you? You know, there was no reason for that to work out. That's what I wanted because I thought it was the most exciting and the scariest thing I could do. I set that beacon, worked my butt off, and what I realized is it doesn't go linear. It doesn't go A, B, C, you get to your goal. It goes A, D, Z, X, Y. As long as you know your own personal beacon, you will start to try to figure out, okay, why has the universe put me here in this job? This doesn't feel like this is getting me to Pixar. But in fact, you had to learn something there that you will eventually need. Another piece of advice, you have to find a way to get comfortable with vulnerability. That means you're gonna be wrong, that means you're gonna make mistakes, and that means you're gonna fail. At Pixar, the motto is fail fast. They want you trying, risking, pushing, and in that failure, you're gonna find a lot of great information that you need to move forward to the next thing. So I find a lot of young filmmakers and storytellers, they're very interested in staying in the safe spots, which is, let's talk about the logic of the plot. You need all of that. I get it, you do. The hard part is talking about what's underneath that and what makes you feel vulnerable. When I was working on Inside Out, I had to write the scene where Riley comes home to her parents. It wasn't until I was sitting in the screening room full of 150 people, and it was then that I realized, oh my gosh, when Riley says to her parents, in essence, you want me to be happy, but I'm not. That's what I wanted to say to my parents when I was 11 years old. You have to be brave enough to lean into that. You know you're getting close to that vulnerability when you get scared. Everybody gets scared. When fear comes up, I literally imagine a little red chair and I ask fear, first I say thank you because it's just trying to protect you, but I want you to just go sit for a minute in that red chair and let me try. Let me try and show you that I'm not gonna die. And you just do that over and over and let that part of you that's trying to protect you see you're not gonna die. Eventually it kind of lets go and you can push into it deeper. You're gonna hit those spots because you're trying to talk about your life and you're trying to talk about things that are important to you that maybe you haven't even articulated yet. I wanna hear what you have to say. I wanna hear what your life is like and how you see the world. It's important. So be brave and tell your story.